Hi folks, this is a solution to number 10 from page 241. So here they ask us to prove these two identities, and these are two of the Pythagorean identities. The other more popular one is the sine squared plus cos squared equals 1. Okay, so let's prove these. Start with the first one here, and it looks like the right hand side is a little more options to do some algebra, so I'll start with that one there. Okay, and I know that cosecant is just equal to 1 over sine. So it probably makes sense to turn cotangent into sines and cosines. Okay, so cotangent is cos x over sine x. Okay, and of course that's squared. And so now we'll go ahead and start simplifying here. So this will just be cos squared x over sine squared x. Add these two using a common denominator of sine squared. So here I'm going to have sine squared x plus cos squared x all over sine squared x. And of course, there we go, we see the other Pythagorean identity. Okay, so this is just equal to 1 over sine squared x. But of course, 1 over sine x is just equal to cosecant. So this is just equal to cosecant squared x, which is my left-hand side. Okay, and we're going to see that the second one is very similar. Okay, so same thing here. Start with the right hand side. 1 plus, in this case here, it'll be sine squared x over cos squared x, since tan is equal to sine over cos. So just square numerator and denominator. And again, add these up using common denominator, in this case here, of cos squared x. Okay, and we see something very similar happening. So the numerator, cos squared plus sine squared, is just equal to 1. Okay, and 1 over cos x is equal to secant x, so this is just secant squared x, which is my left-hand side. Okay, so again, we're seeing this as being a very common trick that we can use, that when we see tangents and cotangents, to turn them into sine over x or cos over x, depending on which one, and that usually allows us to do